Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 7 of Journal with Me, October edition. Today I'm journaling in Azul, my blue journal, and I want to use all of my scraps. I've been accumulating so much scraps that I just want to get rid of all of them, and I know that's an impossible mission, but I'm trying. I'm also trying to finish working on every page in Azul because currently I have a couple of journals going and I kind of want to just work in a journal at a time, but I don't know if that's gonna be possible because I keep having ideas of new journals. But I want to get done with Azul soon. So if you're new here, Azul, which means blue in Spanish, is the first journal I ever made. It's made exclusively out of junk materials, trash basically. And it's one of my personal journals where I do collages and I write sometimes. And because its name is Azul, every page has something blue. That was my prompt when I started journaling, junk journaling, because I really didn't know what my style was. So I wanted to at least try having something blue in every page to kind of discover my style. And I think over time, I've come to the realization that I'm a messy, eclectic journaler. You will see. So I started by gluing a bunch of more neutral papers as my background. And at the beginning you saw those leaves. Those leaves are made of coffee filters that were colored with water. What are they called? Water washable markers. You know, the kids markers that are washable and they are water based basically. And that's an activity that we did at my kid's school, and it's super fun. You just color with kids marker and then you spray water and you let the dye run, and it gives a very cool effect. I may actually do something like that for the journals with different colors, we'll see. But I really wanted to incorporate those leaves in my page because this page is about fall, and what is more fall than leaves. So I'm gonna use those leaves, as you will see in a little bit. So that's what I'm adding there. It's wrapping paper. It's a craft wrapping paper that I really like to wrap presents with that paper, but it's great also for collaging. And I'm adding a bunch of magazine pages that I've been collecting over the months. So that I'm gluing there is a piece of a bonsai. I use the bonsais for my oversized stamps video that I did a few weeks ago. So I still had scraps from that video because I don't know how to get rid of my scraps. So I'm trying. I know it's impossible because then I'll make something new and I'll have more scraps to work with. But at least as long as I keep using them, I'm gonna maintain a constant level of paper scraps. What do you think? What do you do with your scraps? So I'm adding some map paper there that has a little bit of the ocean, so it has some blue. That's one of my blue things that are gonna be in this collage. And so while I was journaling, I was thinking about fall and the month of October that always seems to be so busy with all the fall activities that we like to do as a family. And it just seems like it's the time it's going too fast for me at this time of the year, and I don't like it. I do struggle with seasonal affective disorder, which is basically winter depression, and I can start feeling the lack of sunlight affecting me already, and I don't like it. So I'm not very excited that the sun sets so early and that I actually have so little daylight to make my videos now. And especially living where I live in Pittsburgh, which is it's probably the darkest city in the whole country. People always think that Seattle is the darkest city, but I think Pittsburgh it's the one that gets the most cloudy days, and it just gets so dark in the winter, so early in the winter. So it's something that I really struggle, considering that I grew up in South America where we had a lot of sun all year long, basically. Even in winter, we would have sunny days. And the sun, it's a lot more intense. It kind of hits your skin more intensely. So the lack of vitamin D, it's not that noticeable in the winter, but oh my god. Here it's a different story. Okay, so I'm inking those leaves. I wanted to try to give them a border that was darker than the rest, but I wasn't very successful, but I still had some ink in there. And now I'm trying to figure out how to glue them, and I really like the effect that these leaves gave, because I've tried to use coffee filter before, but maybe it's because this was wet. I don't know. It became very transparent with the glue stick, and you can see the text from the background pieces coming through the leaves, and I love that effect. So that made me thinking that maybe I want to do something without, those bright colors, something more usable for my junk journals. And if I figure out a way to make this cool, I'll make a video and I'll show you what I make. I guess you can do any shape, because this was a fall activity that we did. It was leaves, and I think that was cool. So I'm just gluing it there. There you go. So one of the things that I do to avoid the winter depression is to increase my vitamin D intake. So I kind of double up in my supplements. This is not medical advice, I'm just letting you know what I do. Oh, and there I wrote otoño, which means fall or autumn in Spanish. And I'm writing una nueva temporada empieza, espero que sea buena. Thinking, oh, that means a new season starts, I hope it's good. Because I'm already thinking, oh, it's coming, the winter's coming. I hope I'm not gonna suffer this much this winter. And to avoid suffering, as I said, I increase my vitamin D, and I also do light therapy. So every morning I sit to have my breakfast next to a daylight lamp, and that seems to help me a lot. So now I'm getting a butterfly sticker. I got more of those sticker organizers from Temu, and I organized all of my stickers. I'm so happy. It's so easy to find my stickers now. And I'm adding a blue butterfly there. And here I'm adding this piece of napkin that it's more like spring color. It's not fall related, but because in the southern hemisphere is spring now, I wanted to acknowledge that also. That, sometimes when I get down because of the winter approaching soon, I like to think that in the other side of the world, it's gonna be summer. And that makes me happy. Just to think about summer, it makes me happy. It's funny how this summer was so rough. I hated this past summer. It was so hot, extremely hot, and not enjoyable. So I don't know, it just feels weird to be in fall now. But it's been a nice fall so far, so I'm not complaining about that. I'm just trying to avoid getting depressed in the winter, so I'm gonna start doing all the things that I normally do to avoid that. And that probably means more journaling. I'm gonna try to keep my creativity going, flowing, so that when it feels really, really hard to get motivated to get up in the mornings, that at least I will have the creativity to motivate me. We'll see. Oh, I just added some Van Gogh washi tape that it's so beautiful and I love it. And now I'm making some marks with my gold Posca pen. This is my favorite part of collaging, is adding marks with my paint pens. And now I'm doing some marks with my blue pen, like some faux stitching here and there, and more dots. I love dots. And then I'm gonna go now with my white pen. I don't like that those letters were too bold and big, so I'm using a white paint marker just to mute them a little bit. I didn't want to, paint them completely white. I just want them to be a little bit muted. And I really like the effect that the pen gives, so I started muting other areas of the collage as well. This is really fun and very useful tool if you have a paint marker, a white paint marker. You can do so many things with it. And it's less messy than working with paint. I don't really like to get messy. So here's the final collage. Putting the date. I think I did this October 10th. And I'm gonna put a picture at the end so you'll see it again. Oh, I'm trimming all the excess paper and I'm going to cut around the corners for the final look of my collage. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time soon. Bye.